What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of our Hearthstone kind of explanation. And what me and Akky are going to do is we're going to explain the cards that we open as we open packs. So we're going to open 5 packs for you again today, and we're going to go through and explain kind of where the cards are strong, what decks you can use them on, and see what cards we get. So Akky, what's going on?
Not much, my man. Let's get into it.
All right, here we go. First pack.
What do we get? Pack 1.
One blue.
One blue.
One blue.
So we're looking for ores. One blue. Okay.
This card's awesome. I love this card.
Yeah. See, now I didn't really see the value in this card, but when I put some more thought into it and realized how strong spell power is, this is amazing.
Yeah, this card is really
this
good.
This guy is awesome. I mean, he doesn't do much as a minion. He's only 2/5, which is okay. I mean, it's pretty good to trade with, a lot of minions around his level. But if you've got 2 other minions on either side of you, you get 2 spell power.
Yeah, well, and that's when you want to use it. And the other thing you have to remember is, if you look through the spell power cards, guys, that Hearthstone has out right now, the cheapest one is that 2, but it's a 2/2. So you're actually getting the same thing out of your other 2 minions on either side of this, plus then you get the 2/5 in the middle for only 4. So it has huge upside if used properly. Again, like Akky said, if you don't have those other minions out, this doesn't become a useful card. But if you do, this card can just wreck face. I mean, it really can.
You can do a lot of damage with this guy.
Circle of Healing.
Circle of Healing for Priest is situational. It heals every minion, so
yeah,
it'll
not
heal your
just
opponent.
friendly. Not just friendly.
Yeah. So you can play it when you've just got minions up, but I mean, priests have a lot of ways to heal. It's not worth taking a card slot up for this, to be honest.
Yeah, I've not seen a whole lot of priests using this in their decks.
Frost Elemental. This guy is amazing. I think this card is so strong. It's a solid 5/5 with the battle cries of freezing a character. So you play this against a paladin that's got a buffed up weapon, or you've got that shaman that's got that buffed up doom hammer. Pop this guy down, freeze him, can't do anything next turn.
Yep.
So good.
And that's really...
It's situational though.
Yeah, and the thing with this card is, again, is it does have that 6 mana cost, but again, when you freeze a character, they cannot do anything for the entire next turn. So like there's just nothing they can do. So especially if you're behind in board control, you're going to find this card becoming really, really useful.
Exactly. It's a pretty cool card.
Cone of Cold. Again, with the... Think about this, guys. If we paired the Ancient Mage with the Cone of Cold, we're up to 3 damage, plus it freezes adjacent minions.
Oh, yeah.
So... I mean, you're looking at, if you have 3 minions that you're going against and you drop, and you're on round 7, you drop Mage, Cone of Cold, you just did 9 damage, plus you froze him if it didn't kill him. I mean, there's just so many possibilities with Cone of Cold as a mage to really control the board. If you can't necessarily kill someone that you're going against, being able to freeze them is the next best thing, because then it's utterly making the card useless the entire next turn. Especially if it's a card with like an Enrage, or it's a very high damaging card, having the ability to freeze your opponent really prolongs the game in your favor.
Yeah, it's the next best thing if you can't clear the enemy minions. Very cool card.
And this one of my favorite cards.
Love this guy.
Yeah.
Love this guy.
Yep.
Awesome card.
Yep.
1/3 with draw power every time he takes damage, so you can get some really good value out of this guy. But if anything, he's 3. He costs you 3, but he's a 1/3, so he can take a hit, but he also draws you cards. And the thing is, a lot of people will ignore this guy because they don't want you to draw. But you can just run him into like low-level minions,
all day long.
3 times. Yeah, and if you get 1 card, even 2 cards out of him, he's paid himself over. It's
exactly
one of the best cards. I love it.
Yeah,
I have a gold one of these.
Yep.
It looks amazing.
This card is a staple in a lot of my decks for early gameplay.
I put him in everything. So.
I put that shit on everything.
And cool trick, if you do it with the mage, you can actually use your hero power against them and trigger the card draw for free 1 damage. So.
Oh, we got 2 rares.
Oh, there's the blue.
And we've had this card in the last episode, guys.
So
go ahead and watch episode 1 if you want to learn exactly what this card does. Lightning Storm. Very, very big. It's a very good card for Shamans.
Yeah, this has to be a staple in Shaman card,
Mhm.
in Shaman deck. Sorry, you need board clear with this guy, and you pair this up with spell power.
Mhm.
It's going to do, with one extra spell power, it's going to do 3 to 4 damage on every minion. So it's just all around amazing card.
Yeah, and
Really
it's
strong.
especially for three. For
Three
three. Now
mana.
you do have the overload of 2, but remember, if someone puts out a ton of low-level cards and they're really trying to bring that early game board pressure on you,
Yeah.
Lightning Storm negates anything. Really,
Exactly.
in round 3, 4, and 5, Lightning Storm will pretty much take care of it.
It will shut it all down. So.
Ooh, good card.
Power of the Wild. So this is a really good card actually for
Mhm.
druids. So
Mhm.
this gives you options on what you want to do. So if you've got a lot of strong minions out, you're in a really dominant position. Bam, play this and choose the option to give everything a 1/1. So you beef it up even more. Or if you're a bit behind and you need to get a good card out there, you can drop them for a 3/2 Panther, which is pretty good too.
Yeah.
So
And again, guys, with this card is, like we talked about in episode 1, the versatility of cards. This card is one of those cards that you can use in so many different situations that not using it is almost a bad idea if you're playing a druid.
options, you want to have options.
And Inner Rage.
Went over this one, didn't
Yep,
we?
we went over this in episode 1. Yep.
Very cool card.
And Circle of Healing. Again, we just went over this. So,
Yep.
not a whole lot of new cards in that pack, but we got 3 more.
Any double ups as well, guys. You can disenchant the cards because you only have a maximum of 2 of each card. So you can go ahead and disenchant them for dust and make new cards.
2 rares again.
2 rares again. Let's do it.
All right. Now this
Is that a
card.
high Oh, this card is so good.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's so strong.
Yeah. Especially because remember, guys, this is a big card, and when they kill it, you get more cards. So if you're playing that beast deck where you're buffing your beasts and really getting, your beasts up there, this card either hits like a truck or gives you even more board power. It's an incredibly good card.
It's so good, guys. If you have a hunter, this is the card you want to make sure is in your deck. 6 for 6/5, so it's got a lot of beef to it. If it dies, it summons 2/2 hyenas
Right.
as well. So it's just, again, cards that do things. The minion plus something, stuff like this makes it so good. You could play something like, I don't know, let's say the Booty Bay Guard, which is a taunt for 5/4, but it costs 5 mana. This so much better for 1 extra mana.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, and you got
amazing
to
card.
remember too that especially with hunter decks, you have the ability to buff beasts. A lot of your
Oh,
cards
yeah.
in hunter decks are based on your beasts, and so the more beasts you have, the better. But this beast especially is honestly one of the highest ones you can get besides Corehound, and King
Oh, yeah.
Crush. King Crush and Corehound are the only 2 you can get that are higher than this.
Yeah.
So keep that in
This-
mind.
This card's amazing. Basically, is what we're saying. And another one. Nice. Okay, so yeah, there you go.
The only thing better than 1 is 2.
Two.
Yep.
Exactly.
And Flame Imp again.
Flame Imp. So we went over this in the last one.
Went over this in episode 1, and again, you guys remember this is an amazing early game. Make sure you go check out episode 1 because there's a lot of good information on this card in there. Wrath. This is a new one.
This is an interesting card. So it's really good because it gives you options. Again, it's good
Mhm.
to clear out a minion, with 3 health that you're having trouble getting rid of. You can just straight up get rid of it. Or if it's something with just, like you've beaten it down, it's got 1 health left, you pop that out and you also get
Card
a
draw.
card. You draw a card, yeah. So
I
you can
compare
destroy
this
them and
to
you can put a card.
I compare this card really to Mortal Coil for a Warlock, but maybe a little bit stronger just due to the versatility of the card.
Yeah, definitely stronger. Because you've got the options on where you want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very cool.
Ooh, perhaps
Imp,
one of
this
my
guy-
second favorite cards for Warlocks.
Yeah, you have to have these guys in your deck, guys. The Blood Imp sits in stealth. He's basically, he's just going to sit there the whole time in stealth, and then everything other minion on your deck is going to have 1 extra health, which throws off a lot of things. So you say you put down Blood Imp, Flame Imp, instead of it being a 3/2, which is susceptible to, like the 2/3 minions out there, it then becomes 3/3 and survives against those guys. So this
Yeah, and
little-
remember
one little
this is
guy-
for every single other minion on your board.
Yeah.
And as long as he's stealth, they can't attack it unless they're using like
can't touch him
like
unless
arcane
they do
explosion or consecration or something that hits everything on the other side. They cannot single target this guy down as long as you don't break him out of stealth. He's incredibly powerful early game.
Oh yeah, so good. And he throws off the whole like pace of the game too, because it buffs all the other minions. Ones that you would normally take out, you can't take out. So.
All right, let's try this for luck. We'll go four corners. Four corners. Drop it in.
Corners. Looking for that orange.
Three blues.
3 blues.
That's not bad.
All right.
We'll take it.
Ah, Jack Golden Blood. Yeah. Okay, so this guy is good against
Rogues.
weapons. Yeah, rogues, exactly. Say a rogue buffs up his weapon, you can do this and it will shut him down. It's good, but it's very situational. It's very situational. I wouldn't really see it too much in play, to be honest, because you've got this, or you can play the acidic swampers, which just destroys the weapon outright. So
Right,
you're better off
and
going with that.
here's the time when you, just to give you guys an idea of when you would use this, is if you're playing, like let's say you're playing a buddy, okay, and he says, hey man, I've got this badass rogue deck I want to play. Well, you're going to go in and take a card like Bloodsail Corsair or like Acidic Swamp Ooze and make sure that you have some Weapon Destroy in your deck. But this is going to be, again, one of those cards where if you know what you're going against, this is going to be a
Then
card to
it becomes
use.
amazing.
Right,
Yeah.
like when,
And for
this
one
is a
mana-
card that you bring out to troll your buddies. Really.
Yeah.
This is, I like to call
For
it
one
buddy.
mana, I mean, you can play it basically anywhere,
Right,
anytime.
right.
You know? So it's really good in that respect.
Very good card here.
Stampeding Coda,
Mhm.
very cool card.
Yeah, I use this in my hunter deck actually, just because you can destroy a random minion with 2 or less attack, plus you get the 3/5 on the board. So if
Exactly. And can be buffed by other, on the beastness.
exactly,
Stuff, so.
and he's got a lot of health.
Yeah, he does 3/5. Pretty solid minion for 3/5 with the destruction on summon, so pretty cool.
Ooh,
Wild Pyromancer. So this guy, actually, I was thinking about this the other day on how I could get some board clear with my Paladin, right? Instead of using a quality Consecrate, which costs like 6 mana. You can actually do it with this guy. So you play the Wild Pyromancer, right? And then you play the Equality for 2 more mana, which makes every minion Equality changes the health of every minion to 1, right? And then the Wild Pyromancer triggers, you can clear their whole board.
yep.
How cool is that for 4 mana?
Just remember though that this also does damage to friendly minions. It's not just
it's
enemy
all-
minion; it's all minions. So be aware that you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot here on that one.
This will also destroy the Wild Pyromancer. But this guy is this is a really good board clear for 4 mana if you do something like that. You're,
Oh, yeah.
you're behind early game, you just drop that for 4 mana, really good. So.
And Raging Worgen, we've gone over this a couple times.
Yeah.
In
yeah,
episode 1, I think we get 2 of them. So
Really good card. Really good card. Go watch episode 1 to see how good that guy is.
and Lightning
Light-
Bolt.
So this is really good. 3 damage, which can be anywhere. Okay, so you can put this on a minion or the enemy hero.
I've won games with this.
1 mana. Yeah, it's so good. Such a good card.
Especially, guys, this card can come in. The reason it's so versatile is it does have that overload cost, but if you have spell power out, and let's say you're running low on card draw, and the enemy hero has 4 damage, and you've got spell power out, for 1 mana you can end the game because this bypasses. You don't have to go through a tank or anything. You can do this damage to anybody, no matter what the situation, unless they're stealthed.
Yeah, you can't target stuff. So, very cool card.
All right, and last pack.
Lucky last. Here we go. I'm feeling it, man. It's gonna be an epic in here.
Ooh, epic.
Oh, I called it. Told you.
And a rare. So we'll start with the rare. We'll end with the left.
Stop with the rare.
Yep.
End with the app.
All right, so Shaman, the Ancestral Spirit.
So this guy
Eh,
it's
very situational.
yeah, it's cool, but your opponent knows where you put it, so he's not gonna kill that minion. You know what I mean?
The problem is this isn't a secret card. Like, this isn't like a secret where if if an enemy kills a minion, you do this or do that. This, like, you straight up say, all right, if you kill this guy, he's coming back.
he's gonna come back. So.
Yeah. Now
Both.
this can be used if, let's say, let's say round 4 you throw out that Senjin Taunt Master, and he starts beating the shit out of your tank. Well, you can actually, and he doesn't kill it. You can throw this down, and essentially he has to go through him all the way again. So what this really prolongs. This is one of those times where if you can get a tank that survives, but they really dump a lot of damage into it, but don't kill it.
That guy.
Lord of the Arena would be another great card for Ancestral Spirit. Any tank card with really high health.
Yeah, like having this on a tank card would just be annoying.
Yeah, well, it's because you have to go through it.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Because even even if they were to assassinate, it doesn't matter. It's still coming. Like no matter what you do,
it's still coming back.
It's coming back. Like that son bitch gonna be here. So
he gonna come back at you. Freezing Trap. Yep, we went over this in episode 1.
Yep. Jungle Panther.
Jungle Panther.
I love this card.
I love all cards with stealth, to be honest, because you can choose when you want to use it. So you can just leave them sitting there in stealth till your opponent plays some big beefy minion with 4 health, and you just pop this little guy out, get rid of it, and be like,
yeah. And again, guys, with Hunter decks, this card can become very powerful. The only thing you really want to be aware of with this card is it does have low health. So if you're playing a Paladin or a Mage or somebody who can do 2 or 3 damage to the board, or even a Shaman, 2 or 3 damage to the board at any time, this card will go away. But like Akky said, it does have a lot more pros than cons, being a 3 card with 4 attack and stealth.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Again, Dark Iron Dwarf, one of my favorite cards.
Oh yeah,
easily
Episode
one of my favorite cards. Yep.
It's probably one of the best.
Oh shit! What's it gonna be?
Told you, it's gonna be epic.
Spellbender.
Spellbender. This is a really cool card. So, basically, you put out. Okay, let's say you put out the. What's the one you just got? Alexstrasza?
Alexstrasza, yeah.
Yeah, so you put out the Alexstrasza, right? You're up against the priest. It's turn 9. Battle of the Century. Pop this guy down, you play the Spellbender the next turn, and then the priest is like, well, I'm just going to mind control your Alexstrasza. This Spellbender stops him from doing that. Yeah,
think of this like counter spell, but you get the 1/3 out of it also. So this is, again, it's not an amazing epic card by any means, but it can be played very well to really, especially at end game, to kind of ensure your victory would be the best place to find this.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for episode 2. So we ended on another epic. No legendaries in this episode, but again, if we didn't cover any of the cards that we covered, and we covered them in episode 1, go ahead and check that out. There's going to be a whole playlist in the Hearthstone part of my channel where all these episodes are. You can go through, take a look at all the cards that we opened. Check out, see if we opened any legendaries, any epics, any rares, and then learn a little bit more about the cards. So I hope you guys like this one. Akky, anything else before we go?
As Nash would say, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.